And after you leave a like, remember to smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet. And remember to hit the notification bell so every time I post a video, you can know right away. Subscribe, 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 subscribe.
What's up, my YouTube friends, viewer subscribers, everybody? Welcome back to another banger motivational video. You guys already know what time it is. Stop making excuses. Let me say it one more time just in case you guys missed it the first time. Stop making excuses. Because all you're doing is giving yourself closure for why you are where you are. Number one, you know exactly what you want. Number two, you know exactly what you have to do to get it. Number three, you have a lot of excuses for why you're not getting it. Like, why? All you're doing is limited your own potential. You could be so much better. You could be performing way better than how you are now. Because let me tell you something, no matter where you are in life right now, there's always one step above where you are. If you didn't know, you know now. If it was never told before, I'm telling you, no matter where you are, because you got people that have 10 grand, 20 grand, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 89, all the way up to 100 grand. Then you got people with 500 grand. Then you got people with 1 million. When you got 1 million, it doesn't stop there. You got 10 million, 100 million. That no matter where you are, there's always one step above you. Why are you making excuses? Stop making excuses, man. You can be performing so much better than where you are now. I don't know why you're satisfied with where you are. You shouldn't be satisfied. You know why you're satisfied with where you are? That's because you're not hungry enough to get everything. You know what I mean? You're comfortable sitting down in one spot because you know why? You made an excuse. And then when everybody come and ask you, why are you still here in the same spot? For 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, you have the same excuse for why you are where you are. And that's like the common thing nowadays. Everybody have an excuse for why they're not living up to their full potential. How would you know what your full potential is if all you do is make excuses? How would you know how far you can take yourself and how advanced you can be in something, in whatever area you chose? How you know you can be the best at it if all you do is make an excuse to stay in one space, in one spot, sorry. How would you know? You will never know because you never made the step forward because you made an excuse. Stop making excuses. All it does, I'm telling you, all it does is you sitting down knowing full well of what you should do or what you need to do, and instead of doing it, you made an excuse to give yourself closure so you can sit down in one spot and you can say, oh, I don't have to do that because of whatever your excuses. And they're very poor excuses. Because everybody want to be the best at something, but nobody want to make the step forward because they have an excuse. Why didn't you finish school? You have an excuse. Why don't you got some money in the bank? You got an excuse. A poor excuse. Did you ever send out a resume to go get a job? You have an excuse for that too. Why don't you have your license? You got an excuse. Why don't you got a car? You have an excuse. Why are you 40 and a 40 plus and you don't got your own house? You got an excuse. So you got time for all this nonsense that's doing absolutely nothing for you. So how come you don't make excuses for all those stuff that you got time for? All those nonsense, all those friends that is doing absolutely nothing for you. How come you didn't make an excuse to not hang out with them and focus on what you're doing? Didn't cross your mind once, didn't it? Because you're interested in nonsense more than fixing yourself and moving forward in life and advancing as a human being. You will never know how far you can go unless you made the step forward. And a lot of people refuse to make the step forward because they got an excuse in order to not make themselves move forward. And then when they see everybody else making that step forward, they envy and get jealous of them and then develop hate within them. All because that person did what you never did. And you're sitting down and you still don't want to do because you still got an excuse. I can ask one person 5 different questions, and they got 5 different excuses for all the questions that I asked them. Why are you living your life like this? An excuse. So you're telling me living below your standard, you're comfortable with that. You have no idea of the things you can achieve once you move forward. Once your mindset is opening up to wider possibilities, you have no idea of the things you can make yourself achieve. And you know what? You will never know because you had an excuse. You made an excuse in order to not move forward. This is why there's so much jealousy and hate within this world right now, because you got, like, say 98% of people have an excuse to live less than their standards, less than what they should be. And then you got the other 2% that's like, I know it's going to be hard, but let me make the step forward to see what I can achieve. You notice there are more people with excuses than successful people? Did you notice there are more millionaires than billionaires? Did you notice there's more people with like 100 grand, 200 grand, 500 grand more than millionaires? Did you know there are more people with 50 grand in their account more than people with 10? Did you know that? That's because different people, not everyone is hungry enough to get it. Some people, they drive forward, and then when they reach a certain level, then they decide to quit or stop or slow down because they're not hungry enough. They're like, okay, let me just grind to reach 10 grand. Because I guarantee you, you got more people with 10 grand than you do with 50 grand. Guarantee you that. And then you got more people being broke than the ones that have 500 bucks. That's just how it is. Why are we living like this? Why are we? I would think everybody would want more, and then the less people would want less. But we live in a world where more want less, and the less people want more. If that makes sense. If I'm confusing you, let me say it again. We live in a world where more people want less, meaning they're not hungry enough. And then you got less people who want more. This is why you go to like a concert, you got more customers than you have performers. You guys never sit down and think about this once? Why are there more failures than there are people that are success? And I'm not talking about failures. I mean people that never made a step forward, because failure is just you didn't figure out how to make it right. That's what failure means. Because everybody have to lose before they win once. But why are we having more people sitting down than people that are working? And everybody seems to think that it's okay because all those people that are sitting down have an excuse for the reason why they are sitting down. I'm telling you, you ask anybody, any random person, any question that is sitting there, you ask a homeless person, how did you get homeless? They have an excuse for why they are homeless. Stop making excuses. You could be performing so much better. Make that step forward. That one move that you're scared to make, that might be the move to make you move forward. But you're so scared to make the move forward, you have an excuse for why you're not moving forward. Look, I don't believe nobody should be in their 30s and have no idea of what's going on. Because you have your whole 20s, that's 10 years to figure out what it is that you want. You got all the time to make wrong moves in order to figure out how to do it right. You have all the time in the world to fail in order before you win once. You got 10 years to do that. And then you can think for yourself at 16. That's 14 years. And now you're 30 and you're sitting down making excuses for why you ain't got 100 grand in your account, why you're not a successful business owner, why aren't you traveling and enjoying your life. You're 30, and if not 30 plus, like close to 40, and you're living your life like you're 14, still don't have nothing to show. I don't believe nobody should be of a certain age and have absolutely nothing to show. I refuse to believe that, because what you achieve with your life shows the type of character that you are and how much value you have. A lot of people think they have value but have nothing to show. Value mean what you achieve with your life and what you have to show. Because a lot of people have their priorities in their life backwards. I always say this. A lot of people move backwards. Because you got people, oh, I'm a high value person. Okay. How much money you got? Oh, $1,000. Okay. In your checking account or your saving account? Oh, in my checking account. How much money then you got in your saving account? Must be 10 grand, right? Oh, no. Ha, zero. Okay. You got a credit card? Yeah. Oh, what's your limit? Oh, my limit is 2 grand. Okay. So, did you max it out? Oh, yeah. It's way over my limit right now. Do you have a car? No. Do you have a bedroom set? No. Do you got your own crib? No. Did you ever buy no furniture? No. Do you got any assets for your lifestyle, like shoes and clothes? No. Then how you a high value person? A lot of people think value have to do with a bunch of stuff that they don't have. The definition of value is whatever you achieve with your life. What you have to show for your age. You can't be a person with value and you got absolutely nothing to show and you have no idea of what's going on. And then you want to sit down and talk about you're a person with value, and then you have an excuse for why your credit card is over the limit, why you owe the bank so much money, why did you took out a bunch of loans but you didn't pay it off, and on top of that you still didn't even go get a job to get some money so you can clear all your debt because you got an excuse. And in your head, that's normal. You know why that's normal? Because you got a bunch of people around you that are making the same excuses you are. If you are, if you surround yourself with a bunch of broke people or a bunch of people that make excuses or whatever people they are, you're just like them. Because people put themselves around things that they're interested in. So if all your friends are broke, and you hang out with them, you're additional to their all of them being broke. Because when if you got a bunch of broke friends and you decided, because some people are a strong mind, so if you're all your friends are broke and then you sit down and you decide that that lifestyle you don't want it because you want to get some money, and then you go get a job. The moment you start being paid, and you like being paid and you keep on getting paid and you keep on elevating and advancing and start buying stuff, and then you add more value to your character, all those broke friends, you're gonna have less interest in hanging out with them. You know why? Because you're gonna want to be around people that are doing, if not the same, but better than you, because that's how humans are. They tend to put themselves around things that are exactly like them, that's on the same level or a bit higher. Because we live in a world where every day is a learning process. No matter how old you are, there's always something you didn't know. There's always going to be something you didn't know, you never seen before, you never tasted, you never touched it before. There's always something. But you will never know because you made an excuse. Stop making excuses. I don't know why everyone is so comfortable living less than their potential. Because you can ask anybody, how old are you? Oh, I'm 28. Okay. What did you always wanted to be when you grew up? Oh, I always wanted to be a doctor. Okay. So, when you were younger, did you ever try to go to school? Oh, no. Why would I go to school? Oh, you got to go become a doctor. Oh, you're going to become a lawyer if you never go to school to do it. And then, like, everybody having excuses to say, they have an excuses for why they are where they are. You're absolutely nowhere in this world, and you got an excuse for the reason why you're nowhere. Instead of getting up and say, you know what, I've wasted all this time. I can't get this time back. So let me push hard now. So later on, things will be easier. Nope. Nobody. And I'm gonna say, I said already, and I'm gonna say it again. I refuse to believe that somebody should be in their 30s, if not 25 to 30, and still have no idea what they want. By the time you're 25, that's the time where you already made all your mistakes from 16 to 24. You already did everything wrong. So by the time you're 25 to 26, you know what it is to make it right. By the time you're 28, you should be pushing forward to get yours to be successful. You should be extremely close by 29. You should be sort of Still pushing hard, but not as hard as when you were 20. By the time you're 30, you should be comfortable in your house with your car. That's how I see life right now. Stop making excuses. All you're doing is giving yourself closure for not pushing forward. Why aren't your moves as strong as your excuses? In order for you to like really achieve anything, your moves have to be stronger than your excuses, because you're gonna sit down and you're gonna look in yourself, and then you're gonna make an excuse for why you're nowhere in life, and you know that you're absolutely nowhere. Your moves need to be stronger than your excuses. That's the only way you're going to be able to push forward and keep pushing forward in being consistent. Because a lot of people want to start something and then they don't end up finish it. Why are you starting something if you never finish it? Why are you going to race a bunch of people if you never made it to the finish line? Because even if you come second, third, fourth, or fifth, finish the race. Finish the race. A lot of people want to do so much, but they got an excuses for the reason why they're not doing it. If you got a bunch of excuses, your moves and your mindset need to be stronger than your excuses. Because a lot of people excuses is more powerful than their moves. That's why they're comfortable sitting down in the same spot. Oh, I don't want to move forward because I don't know what people may say. Who cares what nobody has to say? If they're not paying your bills, they're not putting food on your table, they're not paying your car insurance nor your gas, and they're not paying you, why are you sitting down worried about what they think? That's the way how I see it. If you ain't paying me and you ain't in no business with me and we're not focusing on nothing together and we're both in different careers, I couldn't care less what you have to say. I couldn't care less. And that's the reason why there's a lot of hate and jealousy within the world. And I've said it already, and let me say it one more time. Everybody want what everybody have, but they don't want to put in the work to get it. You can show somebody that you got 10 grand, that you saved 10 grand, and instead of them sitting down and say, oh, if he can save 10 grand, I think I can save 10 grand. The first thing they're going to say is, oh, I want your 10 grand. And then when they can't get your money, they get jealous and they envy you. Oh, you think you're better than me because he could do that? He never said he was better than you. You are the one that think he's better than you because of your problem and your mindset, and you are the reason why you are where you are. How come you put all your energy and effort into making excuses into more than focus on your dream and your career? When you go hang out with broke people or people that are doing absolutely nothing for you, you don't have an excuse. When they call you, you pick up on the first ring. But if you send out a resume and a company call you and you know it's the company, it rang 3-4 times because you're scared. Oh, what if they don't hire me? Oh, what if they ask for this? Pick up the goddamn phone. Then you'll know. You'll never know if you didn't pick up the phone. How would you know? You can't know. And then when they miss the call, oh, did you get hired? No. Did you got called for the interview? No. Why? Oh, because the phone was ringing and I was too scared to pick it up. See what I'm saying? People got petty excuses for every little thing for why they are where they are. Quit making excuses. Excuses will get you absolutely nowhere. Your success, your money, your dream, all the visions you be getting since you were a kid growing up, they don't care about your excuses. Nobody care about your excuses. And then when people sort of look down at you, you're feeling some type of way. You wanna be respected, but you don't want to put in the moves and the time and the effort to be respected. Let me tell you something. Some things are earned, not given, like respect. A lot of things are earned, or most stuff, I should say. You can give somebody something, physical, material things, but some stuff comes from within. You got to earn something from somebody. You got to earn it, just like love. You can see a person at first sight and you like that person. You don't truly love that person because you haven't spent a lot of time with them. Some stuff are earned. Not given. Not given. And then when you sit down and you be jealous of somebody else living their best life, that person been working since they were 15, 16, 17, right? And now you were 29 and that person is also 29, and then you're envy them because they're performing way better than you. The only reason why they're performing way better than you, that's because they never waste their time when they were younger. They already made all the wrong moves and figure out how to do it right. While you were sitting down making excuses and you didn't even make your first move. And now this guy is probably on their 100 moves. And then you're sitting down and you're looking deep within yourself, and then you're going to say, oh, me and this person is the same age. How are they doing this and I'm doing this? You never stop for once and look back at your life and see that all the excuses you made got you absolutely nowhere to where you are now. And then that person that's the exact same age as you didn't make any excuses. They push forward without knowing they were gonna fail. They fail once, they get up, they brush themselves off, and they try again. But you're so scared to fail because you want to win before you fail. Let me tell you something. You have to fail more than how you're winning. And it's not the amount of failures that count, it's the win that count. Because you can attempt to do something 4 times, 8 times, 16 times, 32 times. It doesn't really matter how much time you attempt to do it. All that counts is when you get it. Let me use driver's license for an example. You can get your driver's license only once. But not everybody that go on the road test the first time ever get it. You got people that get it on the first try, second and third, all the way up to 10 tries. Well, guess what? They still got their license. And it doesn't show on the license how much attempt you made to get it. But a lot of people have an excuse because they don't want to fail. How come you don't want, like, failing is a learning process. Especially if you don't have nobody to show you how to do it. You have to fail before you know how to make it right. Especially if you don't have nobody to like hold your hand and show you and say, okay, do this and do this and do that. If you don't got that person, then you have to keep forging ahead. You fail? Okay. Let me try it this way. You fail? Okay. Let me try it the other way. The only thing you need to change are your moves. Never change the goal. Because when you change the goal, you just change the game. Never you do that. The only thing you need to change are your moves. It's like playing chess or checkers. All you're trying to do is get one of your guys to the other side of the board. You sacrifice pieces and you keep going till you get there. That's just how this world is. Never make excuses. Stop making excuses. Stop being comfortable living less than your potential. You got so much more to do. Everybody have everybody got a gift inside them because everyone is driven in their own different way. Some people are driven by talent, intelligence, hard work. Everyone is driven in a different way. And skills. You have to figure out what your asset is and exercise it and push yourself forward. But maybe that's the reason why you're not moving forward, because you're sitting down and you don't know what you're driven by. And then you're looking at you spend all your time looking at everybody else doing everything. And then you're sitting down like, how is that guy doing this? And how is she doing that? And bruh, look at yourself. All that time you spend sit down looking at everybody else, you need to spend that time in looking within yourself and figure out what you are, who you are, what you can do, what you can make happen, and make that move forward. But what? It's easier to look at what everybody else is doing. It's easier to hate on everybody else because you don't want to make the move forward because you're scared you're going to fail. All those people that you're looking at living their best life, they've failed probably over 20 times already. But what they post online was the wins. And the wins is what you see. Because people don't post failures. How much job business owners, when you see a successful business owner, do you know how much time that person attempt to start a business and fail? Because number one, they didn't have the money to start and they had to borrow a loan to start, or they didn't have people to work with them. But you never see that. What you saw was after 10 years, they got a big place. They got 30 people working for them. That's what you see. But in the beginning, you didn't see the struggles because people don't post the struggles. They only post the wins. And the wins is what the world see. Nobody will post their struggles, their failures, because nobody care about when you're failing. Everybody care when you win. You can post your failures online every day and nobody's going to stop for 2 seconds and look at what you're posting because they don't care. Let's say you want to travel the world, but you're you don't got a passport to travel the world. You're not going to post, let me say it differently. Let's say you're a foreigner that came to a foreign country, right? And then over time you became a citizen. All the times that you fail to get your citizenship, nobody care about how much time you fail. But once you got that passport in your hand, that's what everybody care about. You got the passport. You can be doing it 2 times, 4 times, 10 times, and you fail. Nobody care about how much time you fail. What they're gonna look at is when you're taking pictures and traveling across the world and you're vlogging. That's what they're looking at. Oh, this guy's now a citizen. Oh, this guy's vlogging. Oh, this guy's going here and there. Oh, this guy's a citizen of this country now. That's what they're looking at. Because they don't see when you do something and you fail and you didn't post it, and then you had to brush yourself off and build yourself back up both physically and mentally and spiritually, and then you attempt to do it again. They don't see that. The hardest grinds are behind the scenes. The hardest grinds are the one people never see. They never see the hardest grind. They only see the success, the wins. That's what everybody see, because what? That's what counts. You can lose 10 times and people can know that you lost 10 times, but they don't care. But you see, when you win once, that's when everybody cares. Nobody cares about the losers. Stop making excuses. You know what it is that you need to do. You know what it is that you need to get done, because it's bothering you and you know it's bothering you. Stop keeping it inside. Stop making excuses for living less, because you are fully aware of the situation that you're in, and you're fully aware of what you want, and you're fully aware of what you need, and you're fully aware of what you need to do to get it done. You are fully aware, and you are the only person that's in control of your life, and you can make it happen. But if you keep sitting down on excuses, you will get nowhere. You will get nowhere. And stop hanging around with people that sounds like they're negative and draining you and they have excuses for everything, because that's going to give you more closure into you coming up with an excuse for yourself to sit down and not move forward. That's just how this world is. Because people put themselves around things that they're interested in or things that they're comfortable with. Winners only hang out with winners. Losers only hang out with losers. That's just how the world works. People that are trying only hang out with people that are trying. That's just how it is. Stop making excuses. You can be living way better than how you were now. It's like you're surviving day by day. When you can put in some effort and work and survive month by month, year by year, decade by decade. I wouldn't say century by century, because that's gonna be that's a generational. People will get your money, but you know what I'm saying. But stop making excuses. You are the only person that's standing in your way. You may sit down and believe that everybody else is the reason why you are where you are, but in reality, you are the reason why you are where you are. Because you are the only person that can make you move forward, and you are the only person that's in your way. The only thing a person can do is like try to slow you down or block your growth. Well, you have to be strong enough to push forward. So stop blaming everybody else. You're fully aware of what you're doing, of what you need to do to get it done. You are fully aware and you're fully in control to make your situation better. You're fully aware. Stop making excuses. And let me say it one more time before I end this video. Your moves need to be more powerful than your excuses. That's the only way you're going to be able to move forward. Stop being comfortable sitting down living less than what you should be. Stop living your life like that. You won't know the potential you have unless you make the step forward. You have to make the step forward. No matter how scared you are, you have to make that step forward. That's life. Stop making excuses. I hope this video was useful to some of you guys. Hope you guys learned something. I hope while you were listening, you feel a shift within yourself. That's the reason why I make these videos, because I make most of the motivational videos so people can look within themselves and learn stuff and move forward with their life and figure out what they need to figure out. I hope this video was useful. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. I will be back doing more stuff. You go enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. And don't forget to follow me on social media. I post daily on them.